if you stay true to yourself, to your message, to what you want to say, to your identity, to your passion, to your goals, I know for a fact, because I have experienced it, that so many great things come with that. So many. You will be A, happier, and B, I promise you, more successful in anything you want to do.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Creative Hills podcast. Over here, I'm Anthony Brandon with my lovely guest for the day and one of my new roommates, Nina Rancel.
Hi, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. It's a pleasure, and it's crazy, like everything going on, and just it's been like 4 months. I don't know. It's been since like February, however much. That's like 8 months.
However
Shit, yeah.
How many months those are?
Yeah,
March, April, June. March, April, May, June, July.
Yeah.
Do I really want to keep going? August, September, October, almost November.
You're right. And it's been crazy.
The whole year. We've been at it the whole year.
We've been at it. I literally just joined this house. I just got here maybe like a month ago. And yeah, it's, slowly, I'm out here becoming everyone's favorite, slowly but surely. It's been some time now, and it's crazy, like the amount of time that has passed for like this podcast, and finally I'm getting a chance to bring it back up, and no better person to have it here with than
wow,
Nina,
I'm flattered. Thank you,
actress extraordinaire. She's the one that's about to make Sketcher light ups, or not Sketchers, but light ups in generals.
I have them on.
Show them the drip.
Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but they actually light up.
They light up. They're a vibe.
They light up because they also light up my life. Every time I see those little lights on, I'm like, yes, everything will be okay.
Everything will be okay.
Everything will be okay.
Everything. But so for those that are watching and might not necessarily know your story, who is Nina?
Nina is a Gryffindor.
Okay.
I'm Venezuelan.
Yeah.
I'm an actress. I've been an actor for a really long time. And I'm also a stand-up comedian. And I also dance. And I also play the guitar. And I also sing. And I also know music. Like, I've been preparing my whole life.
She does a lot of things.
I've been training my whole life to become the best performer I can be.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has paid off ever since I moved to Hollywood. I've had amazing opportunities here and back home, and I'm really grateful for the career that I had back home, but I just can't wait to see what will happen here.
Yeah, and it's been what for you? It's been like a year,
a year and 2 months.
A year and 2 months. Dang, that's crazy. Did it feel like time just flew by while you were out here?
Exactly. Even during even during the lockdown, it felt like
so that hit probably
like it went by real quick.
So that probably hit like 6 months into your stay here, right?
Yeah, like 7 months. I always tell people that I've been in LA for X months, minus 6.
Minus 6.
Minus 6. The pandemic stole from me. Yes.
And before that, like me, all I've experienced so far is this pandemic. Like, I haven't been in LA without all of this going on, and so for me, like, luckily I've still been able to network a little bit, but there's definitely so many things I haven't been able to do because of it. But in your opinion, like, as far as you in the actress space and acting space, that's definitely played a big role in a lot, right? It's like little gigs are just starting to barely pick up little by little.
Yes, there was definitely a slow start of the year. It was crazy back like in 2019. It was, constant submissions and constant roles and auditions and projects in general. And, look, when you're an actor, I feel like in LA, you just play a big numbers game. Mm-hmm. You submit for as much as you can or as many projects as you can, and you get like 2 answers, But yeah, that slowly, January and February, that used to be the months where pilot season happened, got slower. And then in March, it was just a full stop. Yeah. Only like voiceover roles. And, it's like 5 roles for 1 million people.
Yeah.
So, I feel like definitely since like July, maybe. It's been picking up, but it's still a long way to go in
for
order
sure.
to, be back to where we used to in December 2019.
For sure. And I want to vouch for you because like just watching you in the self-tape room, or just watching you like make auditions for these castings that you have going on, and watching you go from just our normal interaction, our normal being, to getting into this character and getting loud. And it wasn't necessarily just your vocal projections, or it wasn't just one thing. Like it was the whole thing, from the way your body moves to the way the energy within you at that scene or that moment that you're talking. And I really felt that, and I really realized how much can go into acting. Like I just remember like you, like right before practicing one of your scripts, you were like really running for your life right before getting in front of the camera. And you just told me that like in order to be some character, sometimes you just really got to put yourself in that position of where they would be at that time, in that headspace. Early on, what are some of the things, or who are some of the people that got you into acting in the first place?
Well, the first time I said I wanted to be an actor, I was 3 years old. It's been my calling. It's what I've always wanted to do. But I will name the two women who were crucial in me making it this far. My first acting teacher, her name was Flo Greenberg, Flo Salon Greenberg. She was an acting coach in New York, and I was fortunate enough to be able to study with her a couple of summers when I was a teenager. And she was the first person to tell me I was talented. And I feel like teachers and professors have an impact, a profound impact in the people that we're going to become.
Like that validation that we're looking for, that little push that tells you, all right, I'm going in the right direction. Because I feel like a lot of times in any creative art, music, art, whatever, etc., like there's times where we really don't know if we're good. One, we don't know if we're good. Like we can think we're good, but we don't know. And it's just like sometimes we really don't know, or we can't tell, and we're like, oh, like, is this going somewhere? And sometimes until hearing it from that one person we look up to or we admire, that's when it really hits us like, oh, okay, like I should keep going at this. I should stick to it,
100%. And she was the first one. I mean, I was 12 years old when I met her.
Yeah.
And she changed. She maybe was the person, maybe not maybe. She was the person that turned my dream, my childhood dream, into a thing that I could actually do, just because one acting coach in New York City, which is not the same thing as saying back home in Venezuela or for me anywhere else, because really New York is, a very important hub for art.
Definitely.
It's not the same thing if this woman who knows what she's talking about tells you that you're talented and believes in you and gives you the tools that you don't have, that maybe, your talent is there and your instincts are there. But she was the first one to shape them.
Did she also influence you to look at it in terms of where it could be worldwide and go outside of your own country? Like before that, was a thought just, all right, maybe I could be a local actress, or maybe I can be in like these little shows?
No, I was always ambitious, and I always said, even before I understood that Hollywood wasn't right around the corner from my house, I was pointing at movies and going, that one, that.
You always knew that.
I always knew that it was bigger than myself. It was bigger than my hometown. It was bigger than my country. And her words were like, if she thinks I'm good enough, then I must be good enough. So she was the first one. And then there was my mentor, Elia Schneider, who unfortunately died a couple of months ago. And I'm going to cry now. No, I'm not. But she was the one that perfected that. She knew that talent was there, but she gave me the tools to make that talent better, to enhance and improve and just work on that talent and hone it and adapt it and be able to control my voice, my body, my character, my everything else, it was on Elia's shoulders. And of course, and in the third place, my parents.
Your parents. They were always very supportive.
They weren't. They thought it was a phase. That's why they sent me to New York. Like, let's just send her to New York, and she can learn. She'll learn English.
Yeah.
She'll have perfect pronunciation and a great accent.
Yeah.
That's what they thought. And then because of this like early opportunity to train and to learn, they were like, oh, maybe it isn't a phase. Maybe this is what she really wants. And from that moment, they've been nothing but supportive. And I'm really grateful.
At what point do you think they saw you get serious? Or what point would you say you saw yourself getting serious? Because I always think there's like a point in time where we're dabbling with something, and so many things that we're dabbling with, at what point does it become serious, or did it become reality for you? For example, you said that coach, when she pushed you, was it already serious before that, and that just gave you an extra boost? Or when did it like really, really, you were like, I'm going to follow this regardless of whatever happens, like this is what I want to do?
I've always been very stubborn. So for me, it was always very serious. I just didn't know how to. I knew what I wanted. I just didn't know how.
And
the fact that I met Flo Greenberg was, okay, this is how. You train, you study, you get to it, you work on it, you work at it every day until you pass out.
You said LA turned you pretty spiritual, or knowing, or being able to express yourself in that wording. Before LA, was there any spirituality or anything towards how you phrase that now?
Probably. Okay, so as a very cliche Latina, I was born and raised Catholic, and I went to an all-girl private Catholic school. And, Virgin Mary is a big deal for me and my home and my family and God and Jesus and all of it. But I believe in God, and I'm like a diet Catholic. Like, I believe in everything I want to believe about Catholicism. But I feel like in some, areas they're pretty much like
you take what makes sense to you and what works through you.
Exactly. About equality and about God being all forgiving and all loving, and I believe in the pretty parts, not in the horrible parts, because that's not. I feel like the Catholic Church doesn't understand God as much as I do, and that sounds arrogant, but I know it to be true. But yeah, so when I moved to LA, or in my first immigration rodeo, which was to Colombia, to Bogota, I was like, you know what? I actually need more help than God itself, the God himself or herself. So I am now believing the universe and astrology and dragons and blood and unicorns, and who can help me? I believe in you too.
Everything. If you can help, like
if you're a positive source of energy, and if if you're gonna help me make my dreams come true, then yes, religion of elves and fairies.
Swing my way.
Yeah,
definitely. Like I've definitely discovered that a lot. Like I grew up Catholic as well, and being Mexican American, like definitely grew up with all that. And yeah, nowadays in the last year, I really very similar to that of like open and learning about other religions like Buddhism and all these things. And what I realized, a lot of these religions, at least in my opinion, are based off wanting to improve ourselves and based on something positive. Most religions. And I just think that like if you can manage, I think a lot of them want to say the same thing at the end of the day. A lot of them want to share a similar message, just because of the phrasing or the words that they use. That's what brings a lot of conflict amongst themselves. But a lot of times we're talking about the same
thing. The same thing. They just use like different sentences. Like they use different names for stuff.
And then that's where the arguments come in. They're like, no, it was this person or it was that person. And
that's it.
Like,
I agree.
I get it.
I agree so much. I believe in God, but I also believe in science. So, it's like I'm a modern Catholic.
I think I think nowadays what I like, little by little, I think we're finding this way to coexist amongst each other in a way that wasn't done before. Like, sometimes you still see, especially on the media, you'll see a lot of people saying, oh, if you're with this, you can't be with that. And it's like, I don't
disagree
think so. With that. Yeah,
yes, I can.
I think we can coexist in a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of conflict that doesn't need to be there for no reason. And But yeah, as far as all the things you do, like I find that really impressive of how you manage to build all these assets around acting. Like as far as singing, like not every actress can sing, like the good ones can, but like it's just like you really managed to find a way to build all these skill sets. So regardless of what the role is or what it is that you want to accomplish, you have that tool set. And with all that, all those tools you've accumulated, at the end of the day, what are some of the biggest goals you have at the moment? What do you want to happen? Like I remember you said something about you want to be in Grey's Anatomy and you want to be in this and you want to be in that.
Okay, so the my life's goal is to win an Oscar.
Okay.
And I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved here, I was like, why the Oscar? Why just the Oscar? So now I want to be an EGOT winner.
You want to be EGOT? Okay, okay.
EGOT, for those of you listening that don't understand, EGOT is like the trifecta. It's more than 3, but it's like the cusp and the climax of achievement in acting. It's Emmy, Golden Globe, Oscar, Tony. So I want all 4.
All 4.
And I'm sorry I lost track of your question because that's my life, like my my long-term goal. But my short or short term. Let's put it short term so the universe listens. Is to be on Grey's Anatomy. And now I want to be on The Boys. Amazing show.
Okay.
No, not The Voice, but The Boys.
Oh,
the Amazon Prime show.
Okay, got you. I was
it's amazing. Go watch that show because it's the most perfect show I've ever seen. So now I want to be on The Boys. I want to be on The Witcher. I want to be on one of the Harry Potter movies. Not the Harry Potter, the Fantastic Beasts movies because I love Harry Potter.
Okay.
I have a wish list. I have a very long wish list. If any of you is a casting director, I will send you that wish list so you get me there. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But yeah, I have, I came here with big plans. I also want to be on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Amazing comedy. I have like a bunch of roles that I just really want.
I love how enthusiastic you are when you talk about these things and how you never hold yourself back, or if you do, you still carry a sense of who you are within yourself. Like you told me of.
Are you gonna make me cry? He's gonna make me cry. Shut up! Shut up! I'm leaving.
Like you told me, that compared the reason you like physical and in-person auditions is because you can express yourself and you can win them over for you and who you really are. And over these videos, there's only so much you can allow to show of yourself. But I admire that, of the fact that you're able to always be yourself and really not be afraid of projecting too much energy, or because it's never annoying. Like I never sense that. Like there's some people where I'm like, all right, like tone it down a little. Yeah, but for you, it's never that. And I really admire that.
Thank you.
Where do you think that comes from? Of you, same with like your cousin. Like I remember when your cousin was here, she was
here. Yeah,
exactly the same way in her own unique way, and it's just like it's interesting to see that.
She's a lot more chill than me, and still her energy is just magical.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: being yourself costs a great deal, but also I know that we are happier and feel better about ourselves when we allow each of us to be who we really are.
True.
Where does that line end where who you are hurts other people? That's the line you don't want to cross. But if you stay true to yourself, to your message, to what you want to say, to your identity, to your passion, to your goals, I know for a fact, because I have experienced it, that so many great things come with that. So many. You will be A, happier, and B, I promise you, more successful in anything you want to do.
I love that.
The only thing you can't do is hurt other people or betray yourself.
And what are some of the ways that you think we unfortunately end up betraying ourselves, a lot of us? Because I definitely see that happening a lot.
I feel like society is designed to make us, society mandates and forces us to betray ourselves and to accommodate or to be limited by what other people think is okay. And I feel like, can I curse and swear?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like that is unfair because other people's opinions don't pay my rent.
Facts.
Other people's opinions don't. I can't go to Ralph's or Whole Foods or Smart and Final like, hey, yes, I am paying for this pound of chicken with for this pound of chicken and this veggie salad with people's opinions. That's not something you can do. And you can't pay your rent or groceries or bars or anything with followers. That is not something that is not accepted currency. So if you stay true to yourself, the road might be longer, but it's more rewarding. Being famous is the easiest thing in the world. Being famous for the wrong reasons, is the easiest thing in the world. I'm hot. I'm pretty. I could be showing my ass on Instagram. I choose not to. I choose to be the girl who talks about Tennessee Williams and Alejandro Casona and Chekhov and the artists that I admire and I respect and that have influenced me. And most people don't care about that. Most people are into this very like Kardashian aesthetics or OnlyFans or whatever it is. That's not me.
It's not. Sometimes I realize a lot of times not even what they're interested in themselves, but what they think other people are interested in it.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I am smart, well-read, cultured, pretty, beautiful, and I have a great ass.
Go on.
And I just choose to show what I'm more proud of, which is being well-read, being smart, being talented, being prepared, being disciplined, being tenacious. Then my great ass, that is also quite the asset. A clever pun for you right there. But I chose that for me. I could have like 100,000 followers if I showed more skin on Instagram. I just don't want to because I feel like that would hurt who I am. That it would hurt and it would betray everything I stand for.
And little by little, I feel like that's how a lot of girls, unfortunately, even guys maybe, they get,
it's all of us.
They get put in.
It's all of us now.
All of us, we get stuck going for that instant validation of, I know if I post this certain type of picture, if I post that, it'll receive this amount of attention, and it might not necessarily be the attention that we want all the time. And it's just like, and we get stuck in that playing by other people's rules, just like you said. And there's
it's not about slut shaming or criticizing or imposing what other people should do with their bodies. It's the fact that you use your body to please everyone else but you. It's the fact that you are maybe a little, more shy, but then you want to be famous.
Yeah.
And you become famous for something that really insults and hurts and betrays the very fabric of who you are. The essence, the spirit of your mere existence. And I am against that.
I love that.
I am against that. I'm sorry.
One of the things you really showed me, or you taught me, alongside with that of just being yourself, is that I'm really finding myself breaking out of this bubble or these little habits that I've had since I was like at a very young age of being shy and allowing myself to, like I told you, I was asking you for advice on like vocals and all these things of on my journey of being a singer, and you're like, just go for it. Like, don't let all these little things stop you. And one of the things that LA has really taught me is that no one gives a fuck. Like, everyone who truly is passionate about what they're doing, they don't give a fuck. Like, they'll be doing TikToks in front of like all hundreds of people walking by, and like people can think whatever they want, but at the end of the day, they're living their best life and they're doing what they want. Like, and that's really what I've been embracing and picking up along the way of not giving a fuck about what anybody. If you don't want to do this, if you don't want to be there, like, you don't have to. Like, this is your life. Like, you choose what the fuck you want to do. And that's been very, very refreshing to see. And you're definitely someone that displays that over here. You got your light up shoes, and they're some of the most fire shoes that I've ever seen.
And if anybody else, like, here's the thing. Nobody has ever criticized my light up shoes. Nobody has been like, you're a grown woman. What are you doing with like, yes, they are from Walmart's children's section. Yes.
Yes.
Like I understand that a grown ass woman shouldn't be wearing light up shoes. But then again, shouldn't isn't the same as can't.
Yeah.
And I do not care.
And even then it's like,
everyone says like, oh my God, your shoes are amazing.
Yeah.
Nobody has been like, girl.
but if you second guess that and you display that you shouldn't be wearing them, that's when a lot of times we project that energy ourselves without knowing it. Of like, for example, if you're making a TikTok video and you're the one that's getting nervous or that is all of a sudden shaking up in front of all these people, then that's when you're letting your own self-doubt enter other people's heads. But if they see you confidently doing whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's wearing shoes, doing this, dancing, whatever, like then that's when they don't question it. They're just like, they admire it because they know that you're really into it and you don't care about what anybody else thinks.
People who have things to do don't have time. People who have art to create,
Yeah.
we don't waste time on looking around to criticize other people. So I'm busy. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to. I wish I did because I find it kind of funny. No, because like you know this influencers in the wild account on Instagram.
No, but what about them?
What? It's amazing. I will show you. It's like imagine like two people like influencing right here and somebody just tapes them and it's like the behind the scenes and how ridiculous we look when we're just like posting in the middle of the street or just like, oh, pretend I'm not looking and just take my picture like that. Just like casual. It's really funny. But I don't have time for that. I don't have time to mess. To one, pay attention. B, criticize. C, make fun of you because you are doing you. Because I am doing me. Because there is 24 hours in the day and I have to win an Oscar in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So I do not have time to talk shit about how you decide to live your life.
Yeah.
And how you decide to create your art.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. And I don't like, and the most successful people I know, and success is a very relative term, but the happiest, most successful people I know have one thing in common. They do not pay attention to what other people around them are doing.
True.
They are not competing with anybody else but themselves.
Facts.
And I respect that. I admire that. And when I learned that, my life changed for the better.
How long ago do you think that you were able to pick up that lesson or that information?
I want to say that it was a long time ago, but it's not true. I learned that lesson 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
I was super young and it came at a very high price. I'm kidding. Because I'm lying. I'm lying and I don't know why I wanted to sound polite. The truth is that there have been very few moments in my life where I have paid attention or given fucks about other people's opinions. But it really cemented like 10 years ago. And it comes at a price and you become a pariah and people, only the people that you really love are there for you. And you kind of like, it's like filtering, not in a pretty, making it prettier way, but making your friendships and your contacts more truthful and more, you're certain that those are the people that you can rely on. And that is fine. It's better to have 20 friends than 100 acquaintances.
Facts.
And making that decision comes at a very high price. It costs a lot because you start, getting lonely just for expressing yourself and just for, being who you want to be or who you are. And it's hard, but it's also worth it.
I think it's very worth it because I definitely noticed that happening in my own life a lot in the last year of like being myself and not necessarily living to other people's standards. And for a moment, certain people tend to go away. But I also think that the right people start to come in. And like you said, it's better to have 10, 20 real friends than have 1,000 people that only care about you when you do something cool, Yeah. And that's definitely real. And also going back to something you said about success being relative is that's something I really been learning lately as well, on how I remember when I was younger, I'd always be like, I remember like 2-3 years ago, I was very in like this entrepreneur space of like, how can I get rich? How can I do this?
Let's make money. Let's make money. Let's make money.
And I spent so much time doing things I didn't want to do, all because I saw this payday or this paycheck or this thing. And once, little by little, I started moving towards that, because like the universe or energy always attracts what you're going towards. And so little by little, I saw myself attracting these things, only to find out that that's what I really didn't want. And it's just like, success is relative to all of us. And that goes for everybody watching this. Like, just because she wants an EGOT doesn't mean you need an EGOT, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just, and same thing with anything. Like, just because you see people having billions of dollars, millions, like, you don't need it all. Like, yes, money is a tool, and I think you definitely need some to live a certain life that you want to live, and that's something to think about. But yeah, success is all relative. So regardless of what these influencers, what these movie stars, what anybody, make sure. And there's nothing wrong with wanting anything. Like, just make sure that that's what you want. Because
exactly.
Because I think a lot of times we get caught up thinking that we should want this thing because everybody else wants it.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be an actor. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's like on Warner, Universal, Paramount Studios.
Yeah.
Or if it's out here in the Zenden for my 10 roommates, my one woman show, or my play that I built the set with scraps of metal that I found on the street. It doesn't matter. I am an actor, and I will be an actor till the day I die.
Love that.
I wish I had comforts, and I wish I had recognitions, and I wish all those things that I already told you I want. But if that doesn't come, I'm going to be an actor still. In a crappy theater for 3 people, or accepting my Academy Award. I'm an actress. And see, this is the thing, and this is what acting is about. You focus on the process, and you do the process. And the only way to guarantee, note the air quotes, to guarantee results is you pay attention to the process. If you're only doing acting or music
or anything,
because you want the paycheck, the awards, the promotion, the blah, you're going at it wrong, and you're never going to get it. If you do it because you love it, because you like it, because you're good at it, because if you do it with passion, if you give it everything in the moment, in the very moment that you're living, the results come by themselves. Like, the only thing you have to do is go through the process and do it. And then the magic happens.
It's in an odd way. It's almost like the results come when you stop caring about them. Like, when you stop looking for them. And a lot of times we're so caught up in wanting to reach the destination that we forget that that it's not even about the destination. Reality, like, this whole life experience is everything we want in our life. Like, it's really based around the journey and not the destination. Like, the destination, we'll all reach some destination one day. But it's like that's irrelevant. Like, the only thing that really matters is the journey today, right now, here, these moments, this next thing that's happening. And it's like, if we can't be happy right now, we'll never be happy.
Find a poem called Ithaca, and you will see that it applies to that. The process applies to every career, every part of life. It's not about the destination; it's about the journey. 100%. Marriage, motherhood, fatherhood, being a good brother, being a good entrepreneur, being a good actor, an artist, a performer, a businessman, a businesswoman, a doctor. It's about the thing that you do every day, not about what will happen, not about reaching something that will happen 10 years in the future.
Yeah.
Find that poem. I'm sure you love it, and you love it too. Ithaca.
Go look it up right now. Shout out to the helicopter.
Helicopter here to deport me.
What made you finally take the initiative, or not necessarily the initiative, but what made you make the jump to LA at this point in time, like 2019? What was it about that that moment in time? That's what it was?
I spent my whole life wanting to come here. Wanting to go to New York. And something always happened. Something always happened. Like at the very end, like almost there, something happened.
Little things got in the way. Life happened.
Life got in the way.
Yeah.
I remember I was going to go dance for a year in New York. And then from there, I was just going to train and find a way to stay here with a year of actual like formal training as a dancer. And I hurt my ankle. I sprained like a 3rd degree sprain, right ankle, screwed over my plans. And then one more thing, and then another thing, and then another. Like it was a constant thing of obstacles and heartbreak because I really wanted to come here. And then when I finally got here, I was like, thank God. Thank God it was here. Thank God it was now. Because back then I wasn't ready. This city and New York City would have eaten me up and swallowed me whole and puked me on the way out. Like I wasn't ready. I was going to come. I was going to try it out for a couple of months. And then I was going to go straight back home, having failed at my life's purpose and mission and dream. With a lot of, credits under my belt and training and preparation and studies and technique and experience, I came here like, gonna make this town my bitch. And that's what I've been doing. That's what I was doing before the lockdown. And that's what I'm gonna do again now that it's, a little better.
Yeah. Did it happen when at least expected of you ending up here? Like at that point in time, right before you came, did you kind of know like, all right, this is the time, or were you not looking at it specifically and it just happened to pop up in your life?
No, it was, I actively worked because I was like, one day I was in, as I told you, my first immigration rodeo was to Bogota. And I was in Bogota and I was like, what am I doing here? I'm ready.
Love that.
I'm ready. And then something happened that I was like, yeah, I'm even more ready than I thought.
It kind of it gave you that push that you needed, or that.
And I started working towards
sign.
this. Yeah.
I saw a similar thing of my transition here out in LA of like, I remember I was trying to move since last year, since like February this year. I was really looking at places. I even visited here in February, and I remember COVID hit. You guys have heard COVID, right?
What? No, doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell.
But that happened, and it kind of put everything on pause. And then as soon as I saw an opportunity last month, I was just like, I have to take it. And it was just there. And it would have been foolish of me to ignore it and to just let that happen. I think a lot of times we also were scared to make that jump at times. And like you said, it's a mixture of knowing when you have the tools and the skill set ready. And also, because for example, if I would have came in February, I think I would have been on the exact same boat of going right back home. And luckily, like I feel like everything just happens when it's supposed to happen. And for all these up and coming actors, actresses that really want to do big things in that space, what advice would you give to them that you think will be very, very valuable?
No amount of talent beats preparation. This is going to sound very arrogant, and I need you to trust me and believe me when I say. It's going to sound arrogant, but I am saying it because I know what I'm talking about. I am enormously talented.
Facts. I can vouch.
I've been talented my whole life. But what you saw is more about the preparation than about the talent.
Yeah.
Some people, which is not us, which not here, not in this, not on this table, not watching at home. We are not the Meryl Streeps. We are not the Freddie Mercurys. We are not all of those people that are fucking legendary.
Yeah.
Because if you were legendary, if I was incredibly talented instead of just talented, which is what I am, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be talking among ourselves about art and creation and creativity. We would be doing the thing.
Yeah.
I would have had my Oscar already.
Yeah.
So unless you, which again, I don't think you are, sorry, are that so talented then you need the preparation, because the preparation is the thing that saves you, and the technique is the thing that saves you for when your talent's like, I want to take a couple of hours off because I'm tired. Bye. And then you're there in the room where it happens, or you're there on set at the audition, or at the, at the moment that can change your life, and you fuck it up because you didn't read enough, because you didn't read your sides, because you didn't learn your sides, because you have no idea who Tennessee Williams is, because you have no idea who Stanislavski is, because you have no training in method acting or Stanislavski or Stella Adler or Meissner or improv or voice or movement and you fuck it up. And guess what? When you get that chance, when you get that window of opportunity and you're not ready, you're fucked for the rest of your life, because they won't call you again.
Yeah. And I think in a way that's kind of what this thing that we refer to as luck, it's really just preparation meeting an opportunity.
Yeah. It's exactly that. It's you've been preparing and doing the thing that you have to do for so long that the universe is like, yeah, let me send this your way because you've put in the hours.
Yeah. And then there's times where people aren't ready and they choke, or this happens when they're supposed to perform. So it's really about the preparation. And touching on the preparation side, for everyone at home, like, if whatever you love to do, like, as much as we can say we can't do anything right now because of COVID, like, the one thing you can for a fact do right now is prepare and really focus on your craft. These are the best, really, and these are the best times to really just focus on what you want to do. Take a step back from certain things and focus. There's less partying. There's less. Depending on where you live, there's a few parties out there.
Hopefully, you're being smart about this and not partying that hard.
Yeah, but
or at least partying by yourself.
Yeah, but and but there's definitely there's always something you can practice, something you can work on. So for everyone at home watching this, just work on what you want to do. Like, there's no better time than the now. But with that being said, it was a pleasure having you. Where can people follow you?
I'm on every social media as Nina Rancel, including Tinder. Nina Rancel on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on all of them.
Everywhere.
All of them. Everywhere.
Google her.
Thank you so much for this. It was a very fun day.
Very fun day. Thank you. And make sure you guys like and subscribe. Go follow Nina over here, and just have a good day, guys. Bye.